Hey, what's up everybody? Just uploaded a video just a minute ago, and right after I got off the video, I saw that an XRP ETF has just been filed. This is a really interesting thing, but terrible timing because it comes in right as Iran decides to screw up our crypto party. No, I'm just kidding. Iran's definitely doing some bad things, and the markets are kind of reacting to it, as they would say. So I think what we have here is a very interesting situation. I mean, you can see the whole market is going down pretty heavily. I mean, THETA's down 7%, Dogecoin 7.5%. We have Bitcoin down 4.25. I mean, it's looking pretty bad out there. And then also XRP is very volatile right now. Let's take a look at the price. You can see those pretty major wicks in here, so it's a little bit uncertain how this is going to play out. But right now it looks a little bit bearish. Obviously we came down and we back tested. We did so in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. This could be a diagonal, right? It could be a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a 1, 2, 3 wave pullback and then a continuation later on. So we have to be cautious right now. Again, we're in an election year. The deep state, they're going to try everything they can to create chaos, war, virus, whatever, cyber attack. I mean, you name it. Just get anything, right, to get the attention off of them and what's going on, right? So let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. I mean, this is breaking news, right? I mean, just like an hour ago, I think, where they came out with the ETF filing. So, but look when they filed it. They're filing it during a Bitcoin correction. Like, that's the worst time. I mean, you sort of wanted the correction to be finished, and then as Bitcoin starts to make its move up, then file the ETF. That way, it sort of resets itself. But filing it right in the middle of a big dump, that's the kind of the thing here. So what I see for the price of Bitcoin here is we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're getting 5. So we don't know when this fifth wave is going to end. It's a little bit challenging. It kind of looks like a 1, 2. All of this looks like a 3. We have a 4, and now it looks like 1, 2, 3. Maybe we get 4 and 5. So it looks like it should be wrapping up fairly soon, unless we get capitulation. It could be a lot worse. But one thing's for sure. I mean, we're right at support now, right? This is exactly the area where I thought we would be going to, is back testing this zone in here, right? So we still have plenty of wiggle room. I mean, heck, we can even go all the way down to 58K and it can still be okay. It's still in the realm of what it needs to. But the problem is the way it's coming down. That's the problem. The way it's coming down is impulsive. It's coming down impulsively, right? We don't want that. We want it to go down correctively. Look at the way it came up. It came up correctively, right? It's coming up, but the way it's coming down is it's just going straight down. So that's the problem, right? And then the way we know this is this: when this stops somewhere in here, right? Potentially, when it stops, the way we come back, do we get a 3-wave move back up? If we do, then it's probably going to have more downside later. Or do we build a base and we start impulsing up? So that's going to be what I'm looking for. But right now, it's not looking good. It's looking exactly like all of the other dumps that we've had, right? So this dump here, this dump here, dump here, dump here, right? So the reason I'm saying this, right, is because I just wrapped up the other video, and as soon as I did, we saw another big dump to the downside. But as I'm looking at XRP versus Bitcoin, I mean, XRP versus Bitcoin is looking pretty dang good right now. And this is kind of what I wanted to share. So check out XRP versus Bitcoin. We have a 5-wave move up with a 3-wave pullback. Looking pretty good here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we have an A, B, C, right? And we have this 3-wave move down here, or it could be a WXY. And now we have a big impulse, right? Maybe we flag out in here a little bit, and then we continue going higher. I would really love to see that, because on the larger time frames with XRP versus Bitcoin, this whole thing is in a similar situation, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a 3-wave pullback, bullish. That's what we want. And now we have this impulse here. So let's keep this impulse going. I would love to see that. Now, when you look at a lot of other coins, I mean, Theta is just free falling. Again, we could have some kind of Wyckoff where we sort of do something like this, and then we go, right? Boom, 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 boom. So sort of building a base for that Wyckoff sort of situation here. It could be also, we could break the low, and then it could still be Wyckoff, right? Schematic 1, schematic 2. We'll see which one it is. But that's a pretty nasty drop. Now, sometimes that could be good because it could be like a margin call, a liquidation event, right? It could sort of flush out all the over leveraged, sort of reset the oscillators and things like that. But honestly, when I flip it upside down, it really looks kind of bearish right now because of this 3-wave move. You can see this big 3-wave move here, and then we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And now we're going up into that 3rd, 4, and 5. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down to like $1.15 again, right? So coming back down to $1.15, hopefully holding in here. So it's not looking good so far. So we're just gonna have to see how this plays out. But as far as like total 3 goes, again, we're continuing to drop. Let me extend this out a little bit more. Let's go to the daily, and we've broken above the channel, but you can see it was a fake out, right? We didn't see. The problem is like I was saying, we don't want to break so soon because we came from down here. When you come all the way up, you lose momentum, and then you want to stall in here and then break out later. But you can see we continue to break, and now we're really stalling. So since we pumped higher than we should have, then the correction is going to be a little bit more steep. But as long as we stay above this mean, this middle line here, I say we're doing still pretty good, right? And then also we have all of this support cluster right in here, right? So we do have support, and we really need to see that support come in. So let's see if we get that. Otherwise, this looks like, I mean, you can see that 3-wave move. As I flip the chart upside down, it kind of removes some of your biases, but you can see, right, this could be like a 3-wave pullback here, right? So at the very minimum, what do we want to see? We want to see a 3-wave pullback like that, so that we can keep going in the right direction. So that's what we got here today. Just wanted to pop in and show you Eleanor Terrett tweeting out, Bitwise has filed in the state of Delaware for an Xrp ETF. Very interesting. So we'll see if this is, I mean, last time they did that, it was fake news. But this is Eleanor Terrett. She's from Fox News. So, I mean, it seems legit so far. If it wasn't, I mean, I think we would find out pretty quick. So, you know, we have a little bit of conflicting forces, right? On one hand, you have Iran and the Bitcoin price dumping. On the other hand, you have a nice back test with an XRP ETF. So let the battle begin and see who comes out on top. But I've been saying for the last week or so that we should be looking for a correction, flagging out soon. Although this correction so far is not looking so good because of its impulsive nature, not corrective nature. And that's really what it comes down to, is how the correction looks, right? So now when I look at XRP, its correction is not so bad, right? We broke out, we're back testing, and we wicked above here. So it looks okay. But then you look at like Matic, and it's completely dumping, right? You look at THETA, same thing. You got some pretty nasty candles in there. Total 3, same thing. Dogecoin, same thing. Now the thing is you know, we're coming into some support in here. So let's see if we hold it. I mean, looking at CRV real quick, it looks like we're getting a 3-wave move, and that would be bullish. So we have this impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a nice ABC pullback, holding support, and then continuing higher. So we could have some more downside to go. ADA, it seems like it's building a base in here, right? We could come back down and test this lower support area. Theta Fuel, same thing, can come down and test that lower support area. Filecoin, same thing, right? So, you know, we could see also, like I said before, this could be a Wyckoff situation for a lot of alts. So it could, and you know, a shakeout before the break. Shakeout before the breakout is also something we have to look at too. The question is, how big of a shakeout do we get, right? So, for example, like I could go to Ethereum and we can see this beautiful 3-wave move. Let me just do that. Yeah, so we have 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. So we have this 3-wave shape, right? But now we have this other 3-wave shape. It looks like a flat. So we could get one more wave down. And this could be A, B, C. And then we have sort of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And come down here, take this liquidity out, and then go up at a later time. Because this could be a flat here. Right? Unless we're going to come down and build a base, like sort of a Wyckoff. You know, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. Either some kind of Wyckoff or taking out the low for a 5th wave to complete the C wave for Ethereum. Why am I talking about Ethereum and the other alts? Because I'm trying to get a general idea. I'm trying to tell you a general idea of the overall market, especially for the altcoins. So anyways, we got the XRP ETF. It looks like it's pretty legit. So they filed it. Obviously, the SEC has to approve it and all that stuff. But now we know why we had that pump. Remember when last weekend, right, we had this pump that broke us above this range here, right? Well, obviously, that probably was insider trading because they knew that XRP ETF was going to come out. So here's what I'll say about that. It could be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event where the rumor is the ETF comes out and now the news just came out that the ETF is here, right? Or filed. So this could be a sell the news type of event. We can keep rolling down. You know, it really depends on how this is going to play out. But from standing back and looking at it, I really like this 3-wave move. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should get another 3-wave move, right? Some kind of ABC, and then continue higher, something like that. is what I'm thinking here. Other, because we have a 1, right? And we have a 2. And now we have a 1. Let's get a 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. And that could be all of the third wave. So 1, 2, all of that's 3. Right? Otherwise, this could be a nasty ABC. For example, we have 5 up, 3 down, and we could have another 5 up. So A, B, C. Right? It could be an ABC, which means more downside. So watch that trend line there. We'll see if we end up tagging it or not. Anyways, we're still battling this resistance. We broke out of it momentarily, but we came right back below it. So it's going to take some work to get through it, but what I'm seeing right now is a nice looking sort of ascending triangle here. So now that I look at, it's definitely a nice looking ascending triangle. So the measured move of that, I think we talked about that too the other day, is approximately, say, $1, 96 cents, $1. And I think that move's coming. We just have to hold support here, and if they start sending more missiles off and they start doing more crazy stuff, you just don't know. The stock market seems to be doing still okay, so let's see what this ETF news brings. Usually the news type of situations happen rather quickly, then the excitement kind of runs down, and then we can get the real correction later on, you know what I mean? So one more glance here at the 5-minute chart. I mean, all I got is a 3-wave move here. I got a 3-wave move, and I'm flagging out in here. So looks like 3 down, 3 up, maybe 3 down, so like a WXY, right? So 3 up, 3 down, maybe we get 3 or 5 back up later. So it turns into a larger ABC, which then can turn into a third wave if it needs to. But or we can just start building a base down here, which wouldn't be such a bad thing. It's just kind of consolidate, cool off a little bit, and then make another attempt later on. So we'll see. We'll keep monitoring it. We got the ETF. I mean, the ETF is good news. So we'll see how it plays out. Again, it could be a sell the news type of event, and so should be very interesting week. I'm just worried. I'm just thinking about Wednesday, actually Thursday, right? I'm thinking about Thursday because that's usually been the most volatile day lately. So, and by the way, like I said in the last video, we're on a new monthly candle. And every time, right, if you go to the monthly chart, when you have a new monthly candle, what happens? It always, starts off, like, for example, we closed here, and this candle opened here. As soon as it opened, look what it did. It came all the way down, and then it went up. Right? Same thing with this candle here. We opened it here, we came all the way down, and then it closed up here. And then it opened on this candle, it went all the way up, and then it ended up coming all the way down and then back up and closing here. So you can see all these wicks, right? So, for example, this candle just ended, and this candle just begun, right? And now we're starting to see that wick form at the bottom, just like how this wick, right? So there's a lot of examples in that. So we definitely don't want this monthly candle ending as a doji. I mean, this is the month we really need to break out, at least breaking above these closes here. This is very important that we do so. So Maybe this is the month. Maybe it might take another month. We'll find out. But anyways, that'll do it. I will catch you on the next one.